Every man must learn. Every man must turn his lust into gifts. But before we begin with that, let's watch this. You're not a man until you have sexual discipline and self-discipline, man. Like, really, dog. Sexual discipline is a big thing that a man must master, but it is a big thing that a lot of men fall down to. It's a big downfall because they like chasing their flesh. They like wasting their seed. Instead of spreading this seed externally through your... just use it for your brain, because for one, it's better for your brain, right? Rather than you put it into a woman that don't deserve it if you not finna do nothing with her. Because for one, I feel like, man, a high valuable man, a high valuable rich she, you gotta deserve the seed. You gotta deserve the stick. Because I'm like, it's more to it than sex. Sex ain't nothing. You can't let a woman use her body to get you. You can't let her woman use her body against you. Real, honestly, man. A man's got to learn how to turn his lust into a gift. That's something that's not hard unless you make it hard. That's something that's not easy unless you make it easy, right? Lust is a powerful, normal, natural energy. It's about what you do with lust that makes it bad. You know, when people say lusting is bad, no. Lust is not bad. Lust can't be bad because we're born to lust, but we aren't born to lust and express it in an external physical way, because that's when it becomes bad. So yeah, it's about what you do with that lust that makes it bad. So if a man isn't careful, this same lust can take over his mind, his actions, and even his soul. Yes, even his soul. But when he learns to redirect that energy, it can become a gift instead of a burden. Sipping that good coconut water. But when a man learns to redirect that energy, it can become a gift instead of a burden. And to simplify what I'm saying, the redirecting this same energy, that is what we call sexual transmutation. And that refers to redirecting your sexual energy, right, into other areas of your life, rather than you focusing on the physical outlet between your legs. Like, that's the trap, that's the scam to get you to do that. That is the trick, that's the tactic that you fail for, that a lot of men fall for every day in every way, because they fail to have sexual discipline. They fail to turn this lust into a gift. And guess what? Sexual discipline is a thing that a man must have. But if you lack that, then that man is not ready to be superior at all. It's about taking what's natural, that natural lust gift, and turning it into something that's uplifting. Turn it into something that's gonna lift you up instead of letting it drag you down. Can't you agree that we all seen good men struggle with this? And if you haven't, well, I know you've seen good men that didn't struggle with it. Let's take a look at the men that don't struggle with sexual discipline, because they love to turn their lust into a gift. Nikola Tesla, he did it. Kanye West, he did it. Muhammad Ali, he did it. Stephen Chang, I think I said his name wrong. All right, but he did it. And last but not least, Steve Jobs, he did it too. Read this, pause it if you have to, fellas. And you are facing one of the greatest challenges a man can have on a spiritual journey. You're facing the greatest challenges on this spiritual journey, but it also comes with a tremendous opportunity to transform your life. The energy that manifests as lust is the same energy that can lead you to liberation. So when we are overwhelmed by lust, our energy is directed down towards our lower self. Look, listen to me, guys. So on this video you're watching, you see me, you see the upper half of my body. So this is my higher self, this is my upper half. Guess what my lower half is? The part you don't see, my lower self. So guess what? When you decide to lust all day, let it run wild, it can cause you to behave like an animal and make you live through your lower nature, which is your lower self, which is your animalistic nature, which can lead you to your own downfall. But when we cultivate devotion, man, this energy can go up along the spine, up to our brain, up to our spiritual eye. And for those who that aren't into practices or just into topics or talks like this, well, let me tell you about it. Either you're going to give that lust to the physical God, or you're going to give that lust to the spiritual God. The physical God is when you expressing it out through your physical lower body, but the higher God is your higher mind. So therefore, I think you should turn that lust into a gift by using that lustful energy and shooting it up to your brain. Because why? That is how you that's how you go from a burden to a gift. That's how you go from being poor to rich. That's how you go from being a boy to a man. That's how you go from being a queen to a king. And I'm gonna be real honest, man. In this world today, in this 21st century, with the abundance of sexual images, language, and opportunities, like listen to this music. All they talk about is sex, 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 sex. Besides the murder, drugs, and drugs, but all you hear is sex. The men talk about it. The women talk about it. They're pushing that sex agenda, and then the media, sexual imagery. When you scroll on social media, they dressed and half naked. Like, look, man, look, I'm telling you, all of this stuff is attacking you. The more you have this lust attached to your spirit, the more you will get attacked by this until you become a real man and practice self-control and moderation. You need to learn discipline. But in this 21st century, with all this stuff going on, it might be a little difficult, but that don't mean it's not possible, kings. You have a test to pass. So don't judge your behavior, because when you tend to judge your behavior, thoughts like this will stop you from the process of transmuting this sexual energy, this lust into a gift. If you judge your thoughts, it will stop you from doing that. And do not label your sexual desire as a specific energy, because it's just a simple energy. That's all it is. Due to habit and conditioning, most people direct this sexual energy towards their sexual organs. And this is what I mean by the physical outlet that I mentioned earlier. Yes, due to programming, due to conditioning, due to society. The idea is to get you to waste your sexual energy. The idea is to get you to lust and lust and lust so you can burn yourself out. You won't be a man. Because why? If you lust all day and you don't know how to transmute that energy because you're so programmed and conditioned, then guess what? You're not doing nothing but wasting. You're not replacing that lust with anything. That lust grab the wheel. Like right now you see me, I'm in control. I'm driving. I'm grabbing the wheel. But if you let lust grab the wheel, that's like getting on a horse without knowing how to ride. And guess what's gonna happen? Pretty soon that horse will take control and you won't be leading anymore. So look, do you really want lust to be driving the wheel, directing your life, telling you what to do, telling you where to go, telling you how to maneuver and live? Because I'm gonna tell you like this, lust isn't just that easy little thing. Lust doesn't stop at one look or one thought. It wants more and more and more. If you give it an inch, it'll take a mile. And eventually you become a slave to your own desires. Always chasing after something you never fully catch. And I like saying always chasing and wasting, because when you're chasing, you're wasting. What you're wasting? Your sexual energy. You're wasting your lust energy. You're wasting it through your physical outlet. That's not how you do it, king. So once you become a slave of your own desires, then you start feeling stuck. You start feeling trapped. You start feeling like you're just going in a loop, just going round and round, never really satisfied. That's not the way to live, because you're not ascending. You're not going up. So what's the point? I can tell you from experience, this kind of attachment isn't just harmful to the body. No, it's not just about your body, but it's also harmful to the heart. It's harmful to your mind. It's not uncommon for a man to find himself caught up in the web of his desires. It's not uncommon. Like I said, due to programming and conditioning, most men are caught up in their desires. But guess what? If you become a man that's not driven by his desires, then you are already ahead of the game. You are already better than most men out here. You are already on the right path to evolve. The more you give in to lust, the more you become attached to it, and the more you become attacked by the lust spirit. It's a burden that will weigh heavy on your soul. It will weigh heavy on you so hard you cannot shake it off. Not that easy. It causes hurt that you might not see coming. You will start feeling guilt. You will start suffering in ways you didn't expect. The anxiety will come, and then you will be in a whole mess of confusion. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't enjoy sex. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't enjoy life's pleasure or find beauty in the world around him. What I'm saying is, this is where we draw the line. Lust is natural for sure, right? But when it becomes the main focus of your life, then you miss out on what truly matters. You're missing out when you're letting lust be the main head. And when I say lust your main head, therefore, if lust is your main head, then guess what? What head am I talking about? Okay, then that's not the head to lead with. So therefore, you start seeing women as objects, as a ways to satisfy your lusty, horny hunger, instead of seeing them for who they really are. That's right. That's when it all starts falling apart. You lose sense of yourself, you lose purpose, and then the joy you had in getting simple things. Lust will lead you to emptiness, plain and simple. You won't be satisfied, man. It's like you lusting real hard and then you watching pornography. You will not be able to get satisfied in that room, in that bed. You're gonna want more. This is not a video about porn, but I'm dropping gems, fellas. Follow along. Yeah. This is the truth. A man has the ability to turn things around. A man has the ability to turn his lust into gifts. So why not take that same energy and channel it into something productive, something that's gonna benefit you and others around you? Because everybody can agree with this. A man that can control his lust and turn it into a gift, then he will become a better man from it. He will become a straight king, and the peace that comes from with that is definitely worth it. You will be at pure bliss, pure peace, because the key in learning to master your desires is not letting them master you, and that's what you call control. You need to be in control. When you do that, you're free, and freedom is one of the greatest things a man can have. Now let's do some thinking together and look around the world. Now consider all this energy that people invest into sex, how sex crazy people are. Men and women will go out their way. They will drive miles, hours, they will even fly for some sex. Sex cannot be separated from emotions at all, because you know this thing that they got, they call it what? Friends with benefits. That's a lie. That was a lie that was sold to this generation, and they keep falling for it. You need to realize that sex is a sacred act that creates soul ties between two people. It is a sexual energy exchange. So therefore, it's one of the most powerful forces in this world. People will risk everything for that brief moment of pleasure. It doesn't always make sense, but it happens daily, right? Because this desire is so intense. This desire is driving them. But what if we could channel this desire into something else? Like I said, you can definitely do that, man, because you can't redirect it into creative projects, creating stuff. It's a creative energy. Go create something, and you need to be exercising. I don't know why you're not exercising at all. This energy will give you improved performance at work or social situations, talking to people, talking to women especially. I mean, your confidence will be out the roof. So therefore, semen retention is turning your lust into a gift. Think about it. What do you want to excel in? Through meditation, discipline, and focus, you can harness this energy for good rather than letting it go to waste, to be a burden. Find a productive way to use your sexual energy. Our bodies and Mother Nature urges us to procreate, and the reason that is because we are nature. Our body is nature. That's why, you know, it's the urge to procreate. That's why it's so strong. When we let go of our seed, that means our body think we're done. Job, we're done. You got her pregnant. You did your thing. And that's why you get so worn out and tired after. You're done. Because your body think you did the job, but you ain't do no job if you ain't finna procreate. I'm just saying, real talk. But when we hold on to this seed, when we hold on to this energy, I call that ascending. I call that leveling up. I call it working smarter and not harder. And this can indeed level up your life. How many men feel guilty when they waste their seed on something that's not really, on somebody that ain't really the one? Now I'm about to give you a list of things that can help you turn lust into gifts, because sexual transmutation, semen retention, yes, they are all into one. They should go together. Now, these other things go with them as well. You need to what? Work out consistently, like I said. Physical exercise, because this is going to allow you to move that stuck energy in your body. But if you're not working out or doing nothing with that energy, then guess what? If it's stuck, then you're going to express it in your programmed way. Let it click. And you also need to follow a diet that's going to help you digest properly. Stop eating trash. Stop eating BS. I'm going to keep it real simple. Stop eating animals. But for real, so the audio went out, but the video must go on, right? Let's do it. So basically what I was saying is you need to follow a diet that's gonna allow you to digest properly, because I'm about to show you all that what you eat has a lot to do with your sexual organs and your sexual nerves. So let's go over that. You need to learn how to read labels when walking into stores and stop getting fooled by the front. The front is going to catch your attention, but the back is for information that you need to seek. You got to be careful what you put in your body. You got to be careful what you put in your body. Certain foods which are high in processed sugars, fatty meal, and even dairy, that will give you sluggish bowel movements. I'm not lying. And it will also lead to discomfort and digestive issues. So yeah, a main thing to avoid, kings, is added sugars. Avoid that crap. And then the other stuff I just said, avoid all of that too, man. And another thing to add to help you turn your lust into a gift: steer clear of sexually suggestive content, aka social media, man. You're scrolling on social media all day, you're seeing half naked women, you're seeing sex, you know, things that's gonna trigger you, man. Get off of it. And last but not least, practice yoga. Yes, you need to create a daily spiritual practice like yoga that's going to help you transmute the sexual energy, because yoga allows you to channel energy up towards your spine, along the spine, up to your brain, and that's away from your sexual area, which is at the flow below in your lower nature. So guess what? Yoga will allow you to shoot this energy up towards your spiritual eye. Thank you for watching this video. Yeah.